I don't know about you, but so many brands are simplifying their logos. They're all looking uber minimal and sometimes it's a bit boring. It's like a competition to see who could be the most simplified. As someone who designs logos, as my job, I want to take a stab at bringing these companies together and make them hug until they become one, even if that's a crime against humanity. So in today's video, I'm going to combine these famous logos and see if we can make these brands become friends. If you're a minimalist, look away now. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Diet Coke. Everyone knows this brand, but what if Coke and Fanta had a baby? First of all, I got my iPad. This mashup needs some extra special attention. I started by creating some grid lines based on Diet Coke's logo so I can write Fanta in the same style. Thankfully, this was the easy part. I drew the logo in, but it still doesn't look combined enough, so I traced Diet to get the right feeling. That's more like it. Now it's time to slam this into Illustrator and make this drawing digital and clean it up. I used the pen tool and quickly digitize this whilst showing our new member of the team how it's done, Bossman. And with a few tweaks and a couple mouse clicks, we have a vectored logo. I finished the logo and it looks, well, good, kind of. It's weird because it looks way more like Diet Coke than I thought it should do, so I'm a bit worried I won't be able to pull this off. So to try and prove whether this will work, I needed to see what it would look like on the packaging. That's where you see all these logos in real life anyway, so I grabbed a can mock-up. Then I headed to Photoshop and began the violation of both of these iconic brands. Violation. I go for the vertical so it takes more space and on the can. A subtle sacrifice to readability, but nothing too major. A pattern that we see on Diet Coke's cans is this wave, so I'm going to go and create this wave in the background. It looks simple to do after watching me use the pen tool on the logo, but it was an utter nightmare to get this to look good. In the end, I decided that no one would even notice but me. I don't think that turned out too well, seeing how everyone in the studio noticed weird wavy lines. Sad face. I don't know about you, but this just looks like Diet Coke with Fanta written on top. I was not happy. So in order to make this look more combined, I went back into Illustrator to change the color of the logo. Fanta Orange has orange colors everywhere, so as an experiment, I wanted to see if I made the logo orange, would it make the can look a little more like Fanta? Then I realized something horrible. I honestly don't know what I'm doing. If I made the logo red, it would look too much like Diet Coke. If I made the can orange, it would look too much like Fanta. And if I changed the waves in the background, it would make everything look terrible. So after a tactical cry of desperation, an idea came to me. What if I added the Fanta green leaf? Yes, this idea worked well once I was able to actually draw a simple leaf. It took me way longer than it should have. At this point, I was happy with the design. It had the right amount of interest and revulsion that I was intending. They looked truly combined, but this wasn't enough. I needed a more combined design. I needed to make them even more friendly. But before I get into that, I want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you're looking to become a graphic designer or share anything you create online, then it's a great idea to have a website. Everyone should have one. Squarespace has thousands of award-winning, completely customizable templates to truly make your website your own. Whether you want to start an online store, sell a course, or share your portfolio to gain design clients, Squarespace is simply great for you. You don't need to be a web design wizard to get started. You don't even need to know any code. If you'd like to try it out, go to squarespace.com, then design your website. Then when you're ready to go live, you can use my code or link to get 10% off your order. Thanks Squarespace for sponsoring the video and supporting the channel. Okay, so I decided to head back into Illustrator and make an offset background for this logo. I wanted this logo to pop off the packaging and be more readable. I added shadows for less minimal design and created a hard drop shadow to add the depth back into the packaging. I brought this new and improved version into the mockups and I was happy with the results until I wanted to see what it would look like in real life. I tried printing the design and sticking it to a soda can in the office, but that didn't work. It was a bad idea. So I did the next best thing. I found a website where I can add my designs into a 3D mockup. I added my design and changed the color of the can and tinkered with a few knobs until it felt finished. This was just right. And just like that, I had a real combined logo design. This then got me thinking, why not combine a couple other iconic brands? But this time from two totally different brands. Let's make more brands friends. 2 minutes later, I settled on Snapchat and Taco Bell. This didn't turn out well. I realized quickly the ghost kind of looked like the bell, but when combining them, I had to stop. It got out of control. I couldn't have created a more vile combination of brands, so I moved on to the next best thing. Snapchat, and Android. Firstly, I cut the head off the ghost, Then I recreated the Android head on top, and it was kind of freaky, but also worked well for a mashup. Then I decided to call this Snapdroid. Once I had the icon in place, I once again had the urge to see what this would look like in reality. I headed to Figma, the home of UI and prototyping apps, and instead of creating a full homepage for Snapdroid, I decided a welcome screen would suffice. I designed a few buttons and changed the secondary blue color Snapchat uses for a variation of Android's neon green. It's simple, but it works. To take it a step further, I brought the design into the ProVisual 3D mockup app to show you the look and feel. It looked okay. A bit weird, but I think a bit less weird than the last one. It's a story of how all these brands became friends, kind of. It's a bit weird. If you enjoyed this video, then you can press that subscribe button and watch this next video over here, which is an absolute banger of a video. If you're wanting to get into logo design, then click the link down below to learn about logo launch. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Watch this one.